Yeah, free socks.
Alright, welcome to the podcast, everyone. Free Socks, episode 2. I'm your main man, the Space Cowboy.
And I am Lord Vicious Dupree, the leader of the rebellion. So, we got a great episode for you guys today. This week's socks are just, they're thigh highs, they're mesh. They'll really help you get your freak on. They look like something straight out of Extreme Restraints. But we're not even going to talk about the socks right now. What I wanted to talk about is... Take it away, Aaron. What were we talking about earlier today?
We're introducing a new segment. Daryl's very energetic about it, as you can tell by his tone of voice. This is our new Gearheads segment. We're going to talk about all our gear, all the software, all the everything you need to be successful in the podcast industry, just like we are.
Yeah, if you don't give a shit about gear and like all the extra stuff that goes into making podcasts, or like just recording any sort of content or whatever, you might want to just fast forward past this part because it's about to get real fucking nerdy. Basically, the whole I want to start off by talking about how this podcast is done. Basically, we use Skype and Audacity. We use Skype to talk to each other, and then we use Audacity to record our own audios, and then we send each other the tracks, edit it into like the same file, and then export it and put that on Spreaker. If you guys hear ads on the show, like actual ads, those are from Spreaker, because I have a paid plan. They advertise on the show with companies contracted to Spreaker, and basically we can get paid for every listen or play or download that we get on the show because of the ad revenue. I got a blue Snowball microphone for Christmas, and it's it's like a very good starter podcast microphone. It's like right at the professional level type recording software. And for the music for the show, we try to use Ableton as for music and stuff because it's a lot easier to cut and edit and mix it. And we use Audacity just to like record our voices because it's a lot easier to edit and switch and lay tracks on that one. Aaron, you got any gear?
I'm using my headphones I used to play Xbox with, so not really. I mean, I'm just using my laptops, using Audacity. Yeah, it's a humble setup for sure, but it's actually Ryan was telling me this, our good friend Ryan, that he thought that we were in the same room together in our recording, but no, we record separately and we talk over Skype, and then we just edit in the software to make it sound like we're...
You seriously thought we were in the same room?
That's what he said.
That's hilarious.
He might have just been being nice.
Yeah.
But,
what'd you use to record the theme song?
I used my guitar and GarageBand on iPad.
So you just held your guitar next to the iPad while it was recording?
Well, I used my amp to have the effect on the guitar. I have a Focusrite, which is like something that you use to interface with Ableton. But I haven't exactly cracked Ableton. It's pretty tough software to use for a idiot like me. So
no, I'm right there with you with Ableton. Ableton's like a real bitch. That user interface is not friendly at all. It's just
yes,
it's just really slow going to try and get that learning curve. Like I have my MIDI keyboard with like drum pads or whatever, and that one's just like I can load samples in and I can like play tracks, but like when it comes to editing them or adding effects, it's too much. It becomes a whole can of worms.
Yeah, it does. If it made it easy to create music, I'd probably actually try to do that more often, but it's just so difficult in that software. And the only good software is, the only, user-friendly software, I think, is GarageBand.
Yeah, I've been trying to make the transition to Mac. Over summer, I'm trying to put money away so I can just buy, a cheap used Mac or whatever.
That's probably your best bet.
Yeah, but, I think we're both very passionate about music, right? You've been playing guitar for how many years?
7th or 8th grade. Right now I'm in 14th grade, 15th grade. That's quite a few grades. So I don't know how many years that is. 7.
That's pretty. Yeah, that's like a pretty long time, and you're like very proficient in guitar. Like I've known you for a while, and you've always been like pretty solid at guitar.
Well, I appreciate it, Daryl.
I'd say I'm decent on ukulele, and I think once my bass gets here and I start practicing a little bit, I'll be able to be pretty functional on bass. But guitar has escaped me because I just don't have a very good foundation for it. Like I just went at it trying to learn tabs, and then like I can do tabs, but I forgot how to read tabs. Now I can only really read sheet music.
I mean, it's good to be able to read sheet music. A lot of people can't even do that.
Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, like my brain takes too long to translate it from the sheet music to the strings that you're supposed to play. And I don't even know how to do scales, which is like something you really should practice when you're first learning the guitar, so you can do all, like the building blocks aren't there.
Yeah, scales are pretty important for like riffs or, whatever. Not really for chords. Chords are pretty easy to master compared to like scales and whatnot. Yeah, music is fun to create.
Yeah.
Our band back in high school, we always created music all the time.
We tried very hard,
did a lot of
but
cool
then
stuff.
one of our friends sold the drums we were going to use, so we couldn't actually use real drums. They still elude us today because neither of us have the space to put drums. But once we have the space for drums, believe it, Trash Boob is back.
Oh yeah, reunion tour, everybody, be ready. Buy your tickets now on sale. Ticketmaster pre-sale. Use the code FREESOCKS to get your pre-sale. Hashtag not sponsored.
Low key, on the lowest of keys. If we are able to write even one song, we're just gonna have an episode that's just the whole song, and then us listening to the song for the first time, and then us talking about the song.
What? Us listening to the song for the first time that we made. How does that?
How does that what?
But we made it. We heard it when
the final product, and then us commenting it, because I'm probably gonna be editing it like a bunch, like in the software or whatever. I'm like doing all the mastering of the tracks, and I'm gonna release that final cut on the episode, and you're gonna be like, "Whoa,
all right,
what?"
But I'm just saying, Daryl. Like, it won't be your first listen for sure.
Aaron,
if you're mastering it.
Aaron, I'm mastering it because I've got the. Well, it'll be, yeah, you're right. It won't be my first listen, but it'll be like our first time, like hearing like just the solo final product without anything to tweak. But it's whatever.
Right, yeah, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff we want to do on here,
far.
but it's like so hard to get people on the show and to write in fucking questions. Listen, guys. I know 18 of you motherfuckers listen to this, so do me a goddamn favor and just send in a fucking question at givemefreesocks@gmail.com. Just it could be, why is the sky blue? We'll talk about that fucking, just a question. We got one goddamn question this week.
Not so passive aggressive with our viewers, please.
That wasn't passive aggressive. That was just full on aggressive. Ask a question.
Oh yeah, you're right.
I need this podcast.
I always
to take
say
off.
passive aggressive.
Yeah, you do.
When it's not passive.
I need the podcast to take off.
That's my bad.
So I can quit my goddamn job. I'm tired of washing dishes at the pasta factory. It's hell.
Daryl. This is the absolute wrong way to go about this. This is why the podcast hasn't taken off yet. This is exactly why. Professionalism. We're going to have to talk about this before the next episode.
For sure. I'm going to have to talk with my manager.
Yeah, Daryl, for sure.
Aaron, you don't have a manager, right?
I have my mother. She's the closest thing I had to a manager.
That's cool. That's lucky. My manager said some bullshit to me the other day.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, they let this family stay about 30 minutes after close, after they got there like 5 minutes right before we closed. And then they said, hey guys, we kind of want you to speed it up. We got to be out of here in a certain amount of time. You got to close down the restaurant faster. It's like, then don't let people... You see how you're counterintuitive to this whole that whole process that you wanted, right? Like, you just made it harder for you to leave. You idiot. You fucking moron. Ian.
Wow, Daryl, wow. Alright, Ian,
Ian what?
Sorry that Daryl said that.
He's not going to
Ian's one of our 18 viewers. Right now we only have 17. Thanks, Daryl. You really hurt this podcast in the 9 minutes we've been recording.
Oh, you're at 9 minutes? I'm at 9 minutes 45 seconds, so.
Oh, I am too, but it's okay. It's okay. We got to keep this moving along.
Yep.
We got to start talking about some substantial stuff, not just being
Okay, was it
aggressive
I
as
forget
well as
the
passive aggressive.
I forget the order. Was it music then movies, or music was last, right? It was video games, music, movies, or movies, video games, music.
Daryl, we don't work like that. We just talk, and then it turns into the next thing.
Oh yeah, we just sort of have a conversation, and it just turns to liquid honey and gold in your ears because we're so listening toable.
Yeah, Daryl. And speaking of music, let's talk about the song of the week.
Ah, shit, fuck, I didn't. Please tell me you have a song.
No, don't say that. Don't say that. Don't say that. We have a song of the week, Daryl.
Thank Christ.
We have a song of the week.
Thank Christ.
First, let's talk about last week's song of the week, Daryl. What happened with that?
Oh, bad.
I heard that we.
Yeah, I actually contacted that band to see if they would let us use their song for anything, and then they never emailed me back. So I'm taking that as a yes. I'm taking
Yikes.
that as a. They tweeted me back. I was like, hey, can we use your song for a thing? And they were like, what thing? Email us. And I was like, oh, okay. If you guys didn't listen to the last one, we used this band, Bad Moves, Cool Generator. I might put like a snippet of the song like onto some of the episodes, or just have a playlist and then tweet that of all the songs of the week and just keep adding to it.
Yeah, it was pretty cool though that they tweeted you back.
That was cool. I didn't know that they were going to be
They're
fake
getting
about
pretty
it.
good now because of that.
Yeah, we should do a collab. I shouldn't call them fake. We should do a collab.
Yeah, Daryl.
Hey, Bad Moves, if you're out there.
You really love being self-destructive, don't you? You really love just destroying everything we build on this podcast.
You're right, Aaron. That's what was distinctly Daryl's problem. I just went on here and I destroyed connections to everybody. I alienated the audience at every turn. But it's
Yeah,
fine.
You did do that.
It's fine. We're going to build a new podcast. Stronger, better, faster.
Yeah, Daryl. Yeah. But we need to not make this sound like distinctly Daryl, which is why our song of the week this week is Last Night by the Strokes.
Oh my God.
This is a song that's near and dear to Daryl and my hearts. And Reese's heart as well. And everybody that's been a part of Trash Boob. Daryl, tell them about Last Night by the Strokes.
Okay, so it's the only song I know how to play on bass because it's the only song we ever practice at our band practices. And I mean, I didn't even play chords. I just sort of hit the same 3 frets over and over again. Those guys were pretty good at it, at the guitar parts, but we didn't really have a singer. No one really did any singing in the band because I don't think anyone wanted to take the onus or responsibility to be the lead vocalist, because that would have been a bitch.
True. Very true. Yep.
We also didn't have drums, so keeping rhythm was very, very, very... It was nigh impossible to stay on the same beat. We just sort of kept speeding up and going faster and faster.
And we did record our
That's a lost track. That's a lost track. That track is lost to time.
If anybody finds that, please let us know, because we've been looking. I've checked all my drop boxes,
It's
all
actually
my OneClouds.
it was
everything.
actually a pretty
Everything.
solid recording. Like, we played
it
through this
was.
whole song pretty well. We even got to the guitar solo, and I think Aaron nailed it. And it was like a
I
pretty
did
cool
nail it.
time. But
Well, we got one where I nailed it. I think I have a recording of it that's trash, but I don't have like the good recording.
honestly, I would love to get the band back together, but I mean, Reese is being busy with it, like being a doctor or whatever.
No, Reese is just like a real adult, and he's good at doing what he does. So I'm
Yeah.
happy for him. I appreciate.
Yeah,
what he
no,
does.
I'm not. I'm happy for him. It's just sort of like that's
It's just a
unfortunate
bummer
that we
'cause
like
I'd like to hang out with my friend,
Yeah.
but at the
It's
same
just
time,
sort
you
of
gotta
like-
let him do what's best for him.
whenever one of those famous bands has to bring in another guy, because they didn't really break up, but one dude found success in a like way different arena than the other two, and now we sort of have to bring in this other guy. You know?
Yeah, that does suck, but at the same time, our Zero fans aren't really going to care, Daryl. Our Zero fans at the moment, they're not going to notice.
Yeah. But here's the thing, Aaron. I already have the SoundCloud, and so it's just taking up space. And so what we need to do is just make any song, like even if it's
Alright,
just
we'll
2
do that,
guitars, and
Yeah,
like
we could do
2
that.
lead singers, where it's just sort of a folksy thing. I'm fine with that, but we just have to
like
write and record.
Have you seen the Family Guy where
where
Peter and Quagmire?
Yeah, just any like that.
So exactly like that episode.
Mm-hmm. They also have a Stewie and Brian version of that too, where they do the exact same thing.
No way, I haven't seen that one. That sounds great.
Yeah, it's really funny, but I mean, just any song really. But I like I never really listened to it outside of practice. I did practice it at home, but I never was like a big Strokes guy. I just haven't dove into their whole discography.
Well, I hadn't either when I when we first were trying to imitate that song of theirs. But after that, I downloaded the album.
Mm-hmm.
What album was that off of? Is This It or something like that?
Mm.
Yeah, and it's actually a really good album. I listen to it now and then. It's a good album. You guys should check it out if you want. Album of the week.
Yeah, it's kind of a deep cut. We sort of use this really small indie band that no one's really heard of. They're a little obscure, maybe even a little bit before your time. The Strokes. I don't know if you've heard of them. They were kind of a big deal back in the day, but
back in the day, it's 2004.
It's kind of a deep cut. It's kind of a deep cut, Aaron.
Yeah, it's deep for us.
Yeah,
deep cut for us.
That is true.
That's fine by me.
All right. Yeah. So, Aaron.
Yes, sir.
I'm so excited to get my bass. That's all I can think about. I'm just waiting for them to send me the mail confirmation and the tracking number so I can just track it every day until I have it.
I thought that you bought it on one of those sites where you meet the person.
Yeah, they have shipping on OfferUp, so you don't have to meet every stranger in a 10-mile radius.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and shipping was pretty decent. I think it was $30, but it's for a whole guitar.
That's a lot of money for shipping.
Yeah, but it's from across the
so.
country.
Okay, I guess that's fair enough.
Yeah. Plus, it was only $60.
Cool.
Yeah. Plus, we could just use this podcast as a way to practice and just show everyone how good we're getting over time.
I don't think we want to tell people that. I don't think they'd like that very much if we did that.
That's true.
We can make our own one song that we ever make, song of the week, one of these weeks.
We shouldn't even tell people when it comes. We should just have it be song of the week and just play it.
Yeah.
Just have it play the full length song.
Actually us.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay, but real quick, while I have you here, who's gonna be the Are we both gonna be the vocalist, or just one of us gonna be vocalist?
I don't think I'm at liberty to say yet, Daryl. I mean, I'm not sure exactly what's going to be happening with this whole thing.
Yeah, I'll have my people talk to your people.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, that's the bell, everybody. You know what that means.
Did you hear that?
That's right.
Did you hear the cha-ching?
I heard that, and I'm sure the mic picked that up too.
Yeah, there was another person on OfferUp. I was supposed to buy a bass from some guy who lives in, I don't even fucking know, Spring Valley or something. He was 50 minutes away, and I was like, I'm not driving 50 minutes for a guitar. I'll just wait for one to come in the mail.
Yeah, he's going to be upset.
Yeah,
he's going to be upset he didn't sell a guitar.
It's fine. It was a really nice guitar too. It's it's cherry red, but so is the one I got. So fuck it. We should go. We should do some ads, just some blanket ads. Just trying yeah. I mean, when we do it, we should just be and here's the ad break, so that Spreaker knows exactly where to put it.
We could try to do that. I'm afraid it won't work though.
That's 100% true and valid. Do you think we should try and put this thing on Spotify?
I don't know. I heard that you had trouble with Spotify before, and I'm a little bit worried about having the same trouble.
I don't know. I'll just have them check out a different episode, because I think they were iffy about some of the music. I don't know if we can clear this music, but I might just change up the music on the episode a little bit and then republish it, and it'll be fine.
Yeah, possibly, Daryl.
But okay, so we've talked about as much as music as we possibly could. For if you guys just hey, listen, check out the song of the week. It's Last Night by the Strokes. It's a bit of a deep cut. They're a really old band, but it's a pretty good song. It's the first song I learned to play bass to, and I'm probably gonna master it on bass and get the bass solo down too, because I got a 24 fret bass guitar for $60. But listen, check out the song. It's a pretty good song, and then after all these weeks and months and episodes that we put out, we're sorry for taking so long to do this episode. Life got in the way. I went to go see my family. Had to take a little couple days off just because I was relaxing, hanging out. My dad got a technical foul at a basketball game, and,
No.
Yeah, it was really, really
All right,
funny.
Let's hear that story, Daryl. Let's hear it. You can't just bring that up and not tell the story.
Okay, so my dad coaches a city league basketball team that my brother's on, and basically he was yelling at one of the refs because he noticed that the minutes at the end of each quarter were getting less and they were starting each quarter with fewer and fewer minutes. So a quarter for them is usually 5 minutes long, but they were starting them at 4 minutes just because. And he was like, "Hey, what the fuck's going on? Why are you doing that?" And the ref was like, "You were taking too long." It's like, "My team was already ready. You didn't say anything." He's like, "Well, you were just taking too long." He's like, "That's ridiculous. That's fucking bullshit." And the dude just teed him up. He just threw a fucking tech at my dad.
Man.
It was weird.
Jeez, City League basketball, always getting intense.
Yeah, dude. And the guy, had an attitude with my dad at the end of the game. And my dad was like, "My bad, I shouldn't have gotten all that angry, but you were wrong." And he was like, "It's such a shame that your players have such an angry coach. It's such a shame." I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? You do City League basketball as a ref. Shut up. You can't take yourself you're taking yourself way too seriously for just a very temporarily and unpaid, this is a volunteer gig. Shut your mouth. Anyone could have done this. Anyone." Any idiot can wear a Foot Locker uniform and blow a whistle.
Yeah, you're right, Daryl.
But yeah, we're going to try and be more regular about the episodes and release them on Fridays, but, hell, we might even do a bunch of episodes one day and just so we have them prepped so you guys don't even have to worry about it.
Yeah,
you won't know that.
Fridays at noon.
You won't know that we're doing that, but...
They will not be able to tell one bit.
No, of course not. Eventually Aaron will get a real mic, so if you're complaining about the quality, shut your fucking mouth. It's gonna get fixed soon, okay, you stupid.
Jeez, Daryl, come on. You're really self-sabotaging right now, and I don't like it.
You're right. Listen, thank you for listening. And I hate to do this. I really do. But I gotta come to you hat in hand, on my knees. Listen, please tell your friends about this. That we can't advertise this show. It's a free show that you get for free. Just be like, "Hey, listen to my buddy's podcast. It's kind of fun." Just say something like that, or leave a rate on iTunes so that we climb the charts, so that more people will see it. So we can't get recommended to other listeners, to other people, if no one rates and reviews the podcast. So please just do me this cool kindness, and hey, leave a review, tell your friends about it. It'd be real cool, because we'd really like to keep doing more shit with this dumb show that we love so much. It's so much, and it's so important to me. So please.
Yeah, Daryl. It is important that people share this podcast if they want to, but at the same time, people don't want to listen to us begging them to tell their friends about this just for 10 minutes straight.
It's
so
fine.
With that, let's get into our next segment. What do you want to talk about, Daryl? Let's talk about movies. Have you seen any films recently?
I think I watched Death Wish again when I was with my family. That movie's pretty good. The new one with Bruce Willis.
I've never even heard of that film.
Death Wish. This guy's family gets attacked by burglars and home invaders, and he basically just goes on a murder rampage, John Wick style, just murdering everyone. It's a pretty solid film. Listen. If you haven't seen Death Wish with Bruce Willis or Charles Bronson, go check them out. I highly recommend them. I'm about to spoil one movie.
Nope.
Real quick.
No spoilers.
Spoiler-free podcast. I gave a spoiler alert.
Spoiler-free.
They gave the alert, though. They gave the alert.
And with that, let's talk about what I've seen recently, though, okay? Let's talk about what I've seen. All right, so on a few days ago,
it's fine. The dog
Owen
dies.
and I saw this film called Teen Titans Go to the movies.
And how was it?
And boy, could I not recommend it enough. Wait, no. I need to unrecommend it. It's not a good film. Don't see it, please.
Did you stay for the after credit scene, though?
I did stay for the after credit scene because I had heard good things, but, even still, it didn't redeem the garbage movie. Yeah, sure. It was just a childish film. For kids, fair enough, but even still, I was upset.
Did it do that thing that kids' movies do where they make jokes for the parents that are taking the kids to the movie? Like, it's a joke the kid's not gonna get, but the parent in the room's gonna be like, ha.
It did that a few times, but not nearly as much as I had hoped. Too many kid jokes. Daryl, I'm sure you've never seen this many fart and butt jokes in your life. There's no way you've seen this many. Absolutely no way.
Did anybody dab? Did any of the characters dab?
I can't. I'm pretty sure. I want to say yes, but I can't say what the. Don't you dare dab right now in our Skype conversation, Daryl. Don't you dare.
Okay.
Alright, Daryl. I'm pretty sure that somebody dabs in this movie, which goes to show what kind of film you're going to see. So let me do everybody, all 18 viewers, a favor, and please do not go see this film. I mean, if you could take like a kid to see it, maybe, and they'll enjoy it if they're into butt jokes and fart jokes and superheroes. But yeah, I don't know. There were some redemptive jokes in there. Like maybe 2, but don't see it. Don't see it as 2 grown men. Definitely don't do that.
Why did you guys just decide to go see Teen Titans, to go to the movies as 2 grown men anyway?
Well, I heard good things, Daryl.
From whom?
From the internet. Where else do you hear good things?
Ooh. Okay. That was just a tweet. Kendall saw one of my tweets and he was like, "That's a good tweet, Daryl," and he retweeted it. Don't worry about it. I'm sorry, audience. I'm blowing up.
It's okay, Daryl. You do have some good tweets.
I don't. None of them are good. Not a single one of my tweets is good. They're all stupid.
And with that, we're going into our Daryl's Twitter account segment. Daryl, you had one tweet in particular that kind of blew up. It was pretty good.
It did blow up. Basically, there was a news thing on the Daily Press Twitter where they said, yeah, the police services are going to be down, like 911's going to be down for like the next 5 hours or whatever because someone knocked down a phone line. And I tweeted the opening thing from The Purge where they say like, for the next 12 hours, all crime is legal. Emergency services like police, fire, and ambulances will also be unavailable. Have a great purge. And basically people were like, oh my god, the police are actually unavailable. And he just referenced a movie where the police are unavailable. This is the greatest tweet he's ever going to tweet. We love this so much.
Yeah, Daryl, it was pretty good.
Like,
good for you, man.
Yeah, I thought it was, like, kind of funny. I didn't think people would be like, oh, yeah. Like, I didn't think people would relate to it. But people were like, you know what? This tweet, I'm going to get on board with. But I have so many banger tweets. Like, the one Kendall just liked. It was like...
Really?
Yeah, it was like the concept of people digging through my Twitter and finding something like shocking or controversial or embarrassing to get me in trouble, like with the James Gunn thing, is so fucking bonkers to me because Twitter is a public forum. If I put something there, it's because I fully expect everyone on the full internet to see it at any given time. The concept that you could embarrass me with my own words that I put out for everyone to see is fucking insane. I said it. I wanted you to see me say it. You can't get me in trouble for something I wanted you to say. I wanted you to hear it. I wanted you to know I thought this.
That's a very good point. Yes, sir.
Like, this was intentional.
Yeah, that whole James Gunn thing's wild.
All the stars of Guardians of the Galaxy are, like, pissed that he's not back. They finally said something.
Yeah, I saw that open letter that they wrote. It was pretty well written. It doesn't seem like any one of them wrote it, but they definitely had some lawyer write that, and it sounds really good.
Oh yeah, the Disney people definitely signed off on that letter first. Like, they were like,
I don't know about that, but
Disney owns those people. Okay, Disney has Mickey, like you've seen South Park where Mickey Mouse just sort of comes down.
Yes, with the Jonas Brothers. Yeah,
it's essentially that. Like, Mickey just runs in, he's like, ho, you have a problem with my decision, and he beats the shit out of like Chris Pratt in front of his family. And Chris Pratt has to tweet about the Bible.
Because they put out that letter that said that they disagree with what Disney did.
He's like, here's what you're going to say, motherfucker. And basically he had them, he constructed the letter for them so that it didn't bash Disney.
I don't think that's the case, but okay. Okay, Daryl, that's fine.
Because
it is pretty interesting. Do you think James Gunn should be reinstated as director?
I don't care.
You don't care?
I
You
don't
don't
care.
like those movies?
They're alright. I like the movies, but, you know, it's a space movie with superheroes. I think it's a pretty hard thing to fuck up when you've got two pretty good ones, and you already sort of see the formula that James Gunn did. So you just sort of gotta have, like, Chris Pratt be Space Ranger Andy from Parks and Rec, and then just have Drax be an idiot, and then have Bradley Cooper be a furry, and then you've got yourself a movie, and you just take a certain decade of songs that were really popular in a certain, like, period or decade, and you put all those on a great soundtrack, and you've got yourself Bing Bang Boom, Guardians of the Galaxies 3 through 9.
That is very true, Daryl. I haven't heard that perspective, and I feel like I could agree with that. Because previously I thought, you know, he should be reinstated, because I was a little upset about his abrupt
firing? Yeah, because it was, like, dumb, because racist people brought it up to make him get in trouble, but he also already said sorry.
Yeah, that was my biggest thing. He already said sorry, and Disney clearly saw it before they hired him, but, you know, at the same time, I think I can agree with your sentiment that really anyone could do that job with the framework set for them. But I don't know. Why don't you guys let us know by emailing us at givemefreesocks@gmail.com.
That was a great way to do that
in the form of a question,
without,
of course.
like, insulting the audience straight up to their face. It was a really good way to do that. Good plug.
Thank you very much, Daryl. I've been trying.
Do you want to go to... No, let's keep talking about movies. Let's keep talking about movies. I was going to see if you wanted to go to questions, but let's keep talking about movies. What's a movie... What do you think? What's your favorite movie?
Ooh, let's talk about Movie Pass, dude. We should talk about that.
Oh,
that
shit.
thing is going to hell, just like everybody said it would.
Yeah, dude, Movie Pass is fucking dying. Like, it's crashing on its friends' couches. It's, like, begging for change in the subway. It's, you know... It's, like, selling its blood to stay alive. Like, Movie Pass
is really awful.
Is down and out.
It's going exactly where everybody said it would go. And even though everyone already knew that, people are still saying, "Ha, I told you so," which is kind of annoying, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, it's shitty. Like, you know we were getting, like, cheap as fuck movies and unlimited movies, right? Like, even if it was gonna fail, we should have all just ridden that thing out. That's a great wave to write, like, I lose nothing if Movie Pass collapses, because I can afford a movie ticket, but it's still, like, a pretty convenient-ass service. It's a great service.
Super convenient, super great,
like,
but not sustainable whatsoever.
They lose literally $5 every single time I see a movie. Every single time I see a movie, Movie Pass goes further into the red by $5 physical dollars. Because I pay $10 a month. If I go see, and you're allowed to see, 4 movies a month on the new thing? I'm a grandfathered in member, so I get to see a movie a day. So, yeah. So even if I was on the 4 movie thing, that's okay. 4 times 15 is 45. That's like $15 extra. That's like $20 extra.
4 times 15 is 60, but yeah, I get it, Daryl.
Yeah, that's money that they just straight up lose every single time.
They do, and they knew that. They knew that going into it.
There was no way.
I heard that they knew that it was an unsustainable
business model
concept.
Yeah,
business model, but that they were just going for analytics. They just wanted people's, like, movie going analytics to sell those for whatever reason.
Maybe Movie Pass was just sort of like the fucking cover, and they're gonna launch like a whole other, like, streaming service where they, like, pirated all the movies people saw on Movie Pass, but you can stream it through Movie Pass Live, and it's gonna be, like, straight to your phone, and all you have to do is pay $10 a month, and you get all the movies in theaters.
I don't know about that.
But because you're not buying tickets, they save all the money, because they're not spending any money. They stole these movies. It's gonna be Movie Pass underground.
Yeah, you can only access it on the dark web.
It was a front, Aaron. It was a front for all their illegal dealings and businesses.
Wow, that's a crazy, crazy wild theory, Daryl. You know where else I would like to hear crazy wild theories? At givemefreesocks@gmail.com. Everybody send in your crazy wild theories. We'll let you know if they sound accurate or not in our next segment. And who knows, you could win some free socks off of it too, which would be really cool.
Like, one of our listeners, Katrina Wolf, fucking won socks, and we gave her those socks. She has them now. She owns these socks forever. They are her socks.
They are.
They're
pretty cool socks.
Yeah, she didn't even have to pay shipping and in handling. Like those like bullshit free things on Instagram where it's like, it's free, just pay $20 shipping and handling. It's like, well, that wasn't free, dick.
Yeah, for real. I can see why people wouldn't want to give us their address or whatever. But
Oh yeah, no, we're 100%. Yeah, we're like very discreet about all that shit. It's just like it's an email.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Never mind. I didn't see the behind the scenes on that yet. I didn't know how we were gonna actually work that, but
I just straight up
free
like
socks, everybody.
I was like, if you're comfortable with this, please email it. I will send you the socks there, and then you have your socks. And they were like, okay, cool. So I know we're working on transitions. And so I would like to introduce a new segment that we're going to be trying. It is called Cryptid Corner. And hopefully when I release the episode, I will have spooky music playing for that intro where it's like Cryptid Corner, and it'll sound really fucking sweet. But right now, it doesn't. It's fine. The first cryptid we're going to talk about is, if you don't know what a cryptid is, just think Bigfoot or Mothman or Slenderman. Just creepy critters that people don't know if they're real or not. So, here's a critter we're going to be talking about. Mothman. Mothman is a creature reportedly seen in Point Pleasant area in West Virginia on November 12th, 1966. Basically, it's just a human-sized bird thing that just got moth wings, and he like eats people, I guess. I don't even know. He's a character in the new Fallout 76 video game, which is based in West Virginia, and there's a lot of sightings, but he really just sort of hangs out in West Virginia, flies around, and eats people's old clothes that they leave in attics. You can maybe find him in your attic, or maybe find him at your grandma's house, just leaving balls everywhere, or whatever. He's a creepy little fella, but he's fun. I'll tweet a picture of Mothman on the official Give Me Free Socks Twitter, at @thefreesocks at twitter.com. But that's Cryptid Corner, and they're going to be a lot more in depth, and it's going to be a lot more fun. I'm going to have actual sightings of cryptids, like reports and stuff, but it was just a little intro.
Yeah, cool. Give the people a taste, a little sample.
Yeah. That's all it was. Reported, apparently, if you see Mothman 3 times in, like, your life, you die.
Yeah, like Beetlejuice.
No, if you just see him, you don't even have to say his name. If you just see him 3 times, like that 3rd time, you explode into dust and guts and gross viscera.
Dang, that's crazy. That's wild.
It's true, though. That's why no one's ever seen him and lived. 3 times.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, people have definitely seen him once or twice, though.
Well, he's always in attics and stuff. Just don't, like, if you've seen him in the attic 2 times or at your grandma's house, just don't go to those places anymore. Like, stay out of the attic. Don't visit your grandma.
Alright, guys. So if you get anything out of this episode, just remember, if you see Mothman in your grandma's attic twice, for the love of God, do not go up there a 3rd time.
Yeah, you know what? He lives there now. It's his attic. Just let him stay there, or send a friend or family member up there who hasn't seen him 2 times.
Yeah, precisely.
Alright, so...
Your life depends on it.
Okay. So have we done video games yet? Have we done the gaming segment? Or we've done movies, we've done music.
Speaking of video games, Daryl, let's talk about video games. Alright, everybody. We know that everybody loves this segment. It's our most requested segment. Just kidding, no. Our sock segment is.
Yep, everyone definitely wants to win those socks. It's really hard to win those socks when you don't send in questions, though. But who cares?
It's hard, Daryl. That's a good point.
You don't even have to use email. You could just tweet me or text me. Like if you have...
Or you could tweet at the FREESOCKS, all one word, uppercase.
That is true.
And we'll put in your question, and it'll be really cool. So just let us know. But with that, video games. Let's talk about games, Daryl. So, what you been playing lately?
I've been playing a lot of No Man's Sky ever since they released the new update, No Man's Sky Next. I know.
Are you playing it on PS4, or are you playing it on Xbox now that it's out on Xbox?
I got it for Xbox. Like, as soon as I heard about the update with, like, co-op and multiplayer and, like, the reskins of the world and, like, how everything's just a lot better and more playable and tenable, I was like, yeah, I'm in. Because I've been watching this game for a long time, and as soon as I heard procedurally generated planets and 18 quintillion planets, I was like, yeah, I'm in. You have my money. And then I heard all the bad reviews, and I was like, let's see if they fix it, and then you have all my money.
Yeah, this is a pretty interesting story in the gaming world because like there's this whole thing where like console exclusivity kind of makes you feel like, oh well, I shouldn't have Xbox, or I shouldn't have. Well, it's usually I shouldn't have Xbox because PlayStation gets all the exclusives.
Yeah.
But in this case, it's like PS4 got it early when it was a crappy game, but now that No Man's Sky is a good game, it's on Xbox. So it's like, I mean, we kind of got the better deal by getting a better game.
Yeah, PS4 just got a $60 beta, and now Xbox has a $50 full game. And it's only $20 on PS4 now, which is like hilarious because the update's free.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
well, that's good for all the PS4 folks.
Yeah, no, like that would have really sucked if they had. Yeah, the update's free, but it's like $20 now on PS4, but it's $50 on Xbox.
Kind of makes sense though, because it's brand new to Xbox.
Yeah, but yeah, it's like the biggest game in the world. Like every planet is like actual planet size, and it just keeps rendering and rendering. Like, and whenever you discover something on each planet, you get to name it, and it's your discover. Like you're the first person to land on this planet and discover it. And so when you name something, everyone in the game has to deal with what you named it. So I've been naming whole star systems just stupid shit. So other people have to deal with it. Like, I named a whole galaxy, like, trash system. This system is trash. I named, like, there's an ice planet, and I named it hot. And I forgot I named it hot, and I thought it was, like, a really hot planet. And I went there. It was, like,
That's
ice. I was like,
funny.
oh, I'm an idiot. I tricked myself. I'm such a fucking moron.
Oh, jeez, that's funny. How much time do you think you put in this game, Daryl?
I've played it for about 9 hours, but like traveling from planet to planet takes maybe about a few minutes with the hyper boost. If you don't have that though, it could literally take weeks to get from like real time weeks. When it tells you how much time it's going to take to get somewhere, it's all in real time. So you could be weeks away from another planet if you don't have the boost.
Jeez, that sounds like a real pain.
But it's really easy to get the fuel or whatever, so it's not like you have to do anything crazy. There's always asteroid fields where you can just shoot them with your laser, and then you fuel up like right then and there. So you never have to worry about that, but it's like if you didn't have it, the game is big. It's not pretend big. Like, you know, GTA is huge, but it's like only a few miles. Like everything's only within like 5 or 6 miles of each other.
Yeah.
Like this game, it's like actually real time huge. Which I think is really...
wild.
It's like a really fun game. Me and Owen both have it. You should check it out.
Yeah, I know. That's what I was about to say. And even then, I believe it wasn't previously a multiplayer game, but now you can play with your friends, right?
Oh, yeah, no. Before they wanted it to be like an exploration game. It wasn't meant for co-op. It was meant for like if you saw another player, it was supposed to be like a random fluke because the game's so big, you could play it for a year and not run into anyone. But people complained about it a bunch, and they were like, okay, we heard you. You can play with your friends. And also, I guess there was a limit on how big your base could be. Like, how big the actual thing that you lived in could be. And so now it's unlimited base building. So you can make it as big as you want. You can play with up to 4 friends in one game. And it's really, really fun. Like, it's like adult. I'm trying to get Cam to get it, but he said he'll only get it if Billy gets it. So.
Yeah, well, that happens. It's always great to hear about a game where the developers listen to the community and make it a better game.
I've also been playing a lot of Monster Hunter, and I just got Attack on Titan 2 because I traded in a bunch of old games. So I got it for I didn't pay any money, I just used my store credit.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's not the kind of game I could talk about, but if you want to tell the viewers about it, that's your call.
It's pretty cool. If you ever heard of the anime Attack on Titan, you know it's like about a bunch of people fighting these giant humanoid monsters who eat people, and basically they fly around with this cool Spider-Man like gear and then chop them up in the game. And so basically it's like this huge it also has a pretty impressive world destructive engine, so when the Titans crash into buildings or whatever, the whole part of the building gets leveled, which I think is pretty I like it when games have that. It adds a level of realism, and they're it's pretty fun taking out Titans because it's very easy. You can take apart certain body parts, so you immobilize them, and then you kill them by cutting off their neck.
Jeez, that's pretty brutal there, Daryl.
Yeah, but the mechanic for getting around is a lot like Spider-Man. You sort of zip and boost everywhere, and it's pretty interesting. If you've seen the show, it's pretty much like the game, but with this sequel, you're not playing as the characters in the show. You play alongside them as your own character. So they introduced a whole new character, and it's a new storyline, but you also play along in parallel with seasons 1 and 2. So you still play through the OG things from Season 1, but you also go through Season 2.
Oh, that's pretty cool, Daryl. That sounds pretty cool. Everybody loves Spider-Man, which is why Spider-Man on PS4 is about to be one of the biggest games of the year, and I can't be more excited for it. It sounds very fun.
Oh, it's gonna be as big as God of War, because God of War is like the fastest selling game ever on PS4. It's one of the best games ever on PS4. It's probably, like, if it weren't for Spider-Man, it and Spider-Man are in tough contention for Game of the Year. And
I'm sure.
Like, Spider-Man PS4 is, like, probably going to be one of the biggest pre-ordered games of the year.
Spider-Man has to blow out God of War, though. I mean, I literally bought a PlayStation to play Spider-Man.
Same. I 100% only have a PlayStation 4 so I could play Spider-Man. But I also was like, might as well get God of War. That's going to be pretty fucking... Like, as soon as I heard it, like the guy at GameStop was telling me, if you pre-order, you get these cool 3 skin shields, and I was, like, these shield skins, and I was like, alright, you know what? Fuck it, I can get God of War. Fuck it, yeah, I have money, I'll buy it. And it was like, it's a fucking gorgeous game, first off, and then it's like one of the most fluid action games I've ever, like, think Arkham Knight type fluid combat. It's like that fucking, like, you're just weaving through enemies, and you can get really good with the combos.
Wow, that's nice. Arkham Knight's one of my favorite games, personally, so that's good to hear.
It's such a good game. Like, Arkham Knight is one of my, like, I don't even know, like, it's just, you're so good at it. And you know Rocksteady's developing another superhero game, right?
Well, yeah, Rocksteady, I mean, all their Batman games have been great.
I think they're...
And I was pretty bummed they weren't at E3 this year, but they addressed it on Twitter and said that
they're working on
they just
stuff.
weren't ready to show what they have.
Yeah, I think they're working on a Superman game. Like, that was the Easter egg.
That's the biggest rumor.
I'm really hoping...
In which game?
In the Batman games, there's an Easter egg. Like, there's a Superman signal on one of the things. There's some LexCorp logos on some of the stuff. So Superman exists in the Arkham world, so...
Yeah, I just don't know if, like, a Superman game would be so different from the Arkham games.
It'd be too easy.
Gameplay-wise, so I don't know.
Well, I'm hoping for, like, I heard Superman, but I think a Flash Rocksteady game would be so much better.
A Flash game in general just sounds cool.
Because they could build, like,
Superman's been done.
Yeah, they could do, like, a whole huge open world like they did with Arkham, but instead of, like, having it at night where there's no citizens, it's more of a Spider-Man type feel. So, like, you save people from other metas, and they sort of just like, you stop random crime. And they could sort of base it on the CW universe instead of, like, the DC hardcore universe.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point. That'd be the best bet, I think.
Yeah, because they have all these other characters that would be established. So you have this home base of, like, Cisco, Barry, Iris, like, Caitlyn, all that shit. And you have, like, just, like, you're fighting through... Like, you could fight through the show, but I think it'd be better if they did their own unique storyline. But, like, if you've ever played a Spider-Man game, there's, like, crimes on the street you have to stop. And I think those would be, like, very... Like, they've gotten more advanced as games have advanced. So they could just sort of have randomly generated crimes with metas with different abilities that you stop every now and then sometimes you might stop a robbery.
Seems like that's how the show is.
Yeah. So I think that would be, like, a really, really unique and cool thing, because you could do so many different things with the Flash's powers, like run up buildings and, like, run on water and all this shit. Plus, traveling around the whole city would be sick.
I agree, Daryl. I absolutely agree.
Oh, you know what I heard? Oh, shoot.
Wait, no. First, let's hear what you heard.
I heard, like, on the official Insomniac Twitter for Spider-Man, basically they said there's an in-game, like, you can check Spider-Man's phone in-game and, like, interact with people on the street or whatever. So you can, like, take selfies or high-five random people as Spider-Man.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that.
But you can also check Spider-Man's phone, and he has a Twitter feed run by, like, one of the person who runs the Insomniac Twitter. So we just tweet shit about J. Jonah Jameson and, like, other villains all day long in the game.
Well, J. Jonah Jameson isn't a villain, but I heard that he has, like, a radio show in this game. And
he does.
He talks all kind of trash, like in the Tobey Maguire movies.
Yeah, it's tight.
Which is pretty hilarious.
It's tight as fuck. Like, the fact that Spider-Man is on Twitter and tweets, like, official Spider-Man. Like, so you can post selfies to your Spider-Man Twitter and shit. Like, when you do, like, photo mode or whatever, because you know Spider-Man's gonna get a photo mode.
Oh, yeah. I think they already said that it's shipping with a photo mode, right?
I think so, yeah. But like a lot of games
Man.
on PlayStation, they're like, yeah, we'll see about a photo mode, and then like later they're like, yeah, no, 100% photo mode.
Okay, that's dope. That's dope. The fan service seems to be through the roof, so that's good to hear.
Oh, it's gonna be
Looks
sick.
like
Like,
it's shaping up to be another Insomniac home run.
oh yeah, dude, like the crafting from the suits alone, like. Someone from Game Informer tried to count how many suits there were when they like went to Insomniac, and they were at like 21. Like, 'cause they were silhouetted, so they didn't even see the suits. They just saw like 21 like worked up, and the dude like stopped him. He's like, "Don't bother counting. There's way more than that." At 21.
I heard that story too.
At 21.
You listen to their podcast?
I do.
I heard that on their podcast.
Mm-hmm. I listened to Game Informer podcast.
I forgot. We were going to talk about the podcast we listened to, but we're running short on time. Maybe we'll have to do that next week.
I mean, we can go a little bit longer. I think like an hour 10 is fine.
All right, if you want to.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm not busy.
Let's talk about podcasts.
Okay, yeah. What's your favorite podcast right now? Like, what do you listen to more typically?
Well, pretty much all I listen to is video game podcasts, like the Game Informer show and all the IGN podcasts. But I also listen to some other stuff, like Josh Peck's podcast. I listen.
Oh, he has a podcast? What's his about? Just Drake and Josh
He
stuff?
just talks to random famous people that he knows that he's like friends with.
Yeah, that's
pretty cool.
That's what I listen to. I sort of listen to like Chris Hardwick's podcast, Dax Shepard's podcast.
I listen to his a little bit.
Yeah,
not
Armchair
so much,
Expert?
but yeah.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's pretty good.
I like it too.
And I think it's new too. It's like kind of new. Like he started it this year.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and he's had very good guests too.
Yeah, like David Harbour was on one. Mila Kunis was one. Kristen Bell was like a pretty good first episode.
Oh yeah, solid. Ashton Kutcher.
Ashton Kutcher was on?
Yeah.
I gotta listen to that one. What else do I listen to? I listen to The Adventure Zone, and my.
Oh yeah, you tried to get me into that. I tried to listen to that one.
It's a little hard.
I think. Yeah, I think I might need to start at episode 1 because I tried to just listen to the newest one, and man, I was so lost.
Yeah, no. That's not even the same arc. Like they're different like arcs. So like the first season is like episodes 1 through 60, and it's like Dungeons and Dragons. They're playing a whole different game in the second arc, which is Amnesty, and it's basically the Fate game, which is it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons, but it's a lot harder. Like you can't do all this crazy shit. You can do some shit. It's not about the roles. It's about the storytelling.
What you're talking about?
Yeah.
I'm so lost.
Yeah.
That's how I felt listening to the podcast, but that's okay. If you start from the beginning, I'm sure it'd be good.
Yeah, it was really good. I really liked it. I'm trying to get into Critical Role. That one's kind of good. It's I guess the sound quality is because they're all recording in one room, I think, and they're all sharing like 1 or 2 mics. So the sound quality's not good, but it's like really professional voice actors doing it. Like I don't know if you know Matthew Mercer. He does like a million video game voices and like a bunch of acting stuff. So he's like pretty good. That one's pretty good.
With this work.
I also listen to Hannibal Buress's podcast, The Handsome Rambler. That one's pretty good. If you want to listen to that one, I would check that one out because it's really funny. He always has like rappers or other celebrities on, and they do auto tune and like play in a music studio. So they have like a drum pad and like a theremin and all this fun shit, which is cool. Well, when do you listen to podcasts? Like, where do you listen the most? The car?
Almost exclusively the car.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, when I'm in school, I like to listen to podcasts, like, walking around and stuff, but at the same time, it's like, I kind of need to focus on my work as well, so it's usually in the car.
Yeah. I use them for car rides, but lately I've been just downloading a bunch before work, and then like charging my wireless headphones and just listening to them the whole time, so I don't have to talk to anybody.
Yeah, that's true. When I was working at the golf course, I did that a lot, and it made the day go by very quickly. It was very nice.
It's so nice, yeah, because it's just sort of like, I'm not tuned into like this stupid job that I'm doing that I hate so much.
It really takes you away from what you're doing, which probably your boss wouldn't like, but...
Our boss is cool with headphones as long as you don't have both in.
Okay.
Wait, were they not cool with you doing it at the golf course?
No, they were fine with it. I'm just saying, like the fact that you're not really...
Oh, yeah, zoned in.
What you're supposed to be doing. Well, I mean, you're still doing it, but you're not, like, 100%, you know?
Mm-hmm. All right, so do you want to get into the question? The only question we got.
I'm very interested to hear what's going on here. I had a little sneak preview, and I'm ready. Lay it on me, Daryl.
The only question we got is from our good friend Noah, who asks...
Noah?
Yes. The one from episode
Really?
1.
Noah?
And
Did he listen to the first episode?
I think so, yes.
Wow, thanks, Noah.
And his question is Aaron... Like, first, let me read it. Let me give you the whole format because it's very funny. So he put the question as the subject, and then he just did a follow-up question in the actual message. So from Noah Garcia to givemefreesocks@gmail.com. In the subject line is Aaron really homophobic? And then in the message bar, is he ? So is he? Is the question. The subject is Aaron homophobic?
Is he? Well, the answer to am I is yes, but am I homophobic? That's a whole other question.
First off, this is an inside joke.
Let's give the context.
Yeah, this is an inside joke that Noah sent into the podcast that a lot of people aren't going to get. So let me set the stage for you. Let me paint you a little word picture. I wasn't there for this story. Aaron, you give them the context.
Okay, I'll give them the context. So,
for sure.
E3, June 2018. PlayStation just finished their conference. I hop on Xbox, get in a party with my friends, and we're talking about, what happened at E3. So we're talking about Sony's press conference. And I had an unpopular opinion about the gameplay showed for The Last of Us Part 2. I said that the whole scene with Ellie kissing her female companion was just like, it was a little too much for me. But not in a homophobic sense. It was just because, it just felt pervy to me that these 40-year-old men are animating these two 15-year-old girls
girls,
making out. Yeah, sorry, I can't talk. But yeah, they're making out so intense, and I was just the thought of a 40-year-old man animating this at his desk and calling it a job, it just felt it didn't sit well with me, and that's all I shared. And now I'm the homophobe of our whole little group, and that's it's not something you desire to be. It's not what you.
And you're leaving some parts out of the story. You definitely said something else to Noah after he said he kept calling.
Oh, Noah has trash opinions. I said that.
Yes.
Yeah, but I don't remember why I said that. I think it was because we were fighting about Spider-Man, the best Spider-Man films.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if that was the same day.
It wasn't?
I don't know.
Okay.
I don't think that's very important to the story. Just the fact that that's why everyone thinks I'm a homophobe. Well, no one
thinks you're a
homophobe. It's just a joke.
Yeah, Noah just keeps bringing it up.
And it's kind of funny. But Noah brings it up an awful lot, and it gets on my nerves a little bit. But it's kind of funny at the same time, so I can take a joke at my expense.
Yeah. All right. Now I have one more question that no one sent in, but I saw it online, and I very much want to discuss it because it's a very good question. Are Bigfoots allowed to go to heaven? Also,
Bigfoots?
Why are they not mentioned in the Bible? It seems odd that they would leave out something as important as this.
You said Bigfoots.
Yes, are Bigfoots allowed to go to heaven? Also, why are they not mentioned in the Bible? It seems odd that they would leave out something as important as this.
Yeah, that's interesting. What exactly is classified as a Bigfoot? You're talking about the
Yeti.
Believe creature?
Yeah, no, just a Bigfoot. Just a Bigfoot. A Yeti, the abominable snowman.
Well, I think the most obvious
the Chupacabra.
answer to... Yeah. So as to why they're not mentioned in the Bible and whether or not they go to heaven, they don't exist. So that's kind of that's the first box you got to check.
That's not true. Aaron,
mentioned in the Bible, and
we can't alienate the whole Cryptid Corner fan base. Listen, the reason Bigfoots might not be able to get into heaven is because they haven't accepted Jesus Christ as their Lord and Savior into their hearts. That's the only thing keeping Bigfoots out of heaven, okay? And why they're not mentioned in the Bible is that Bigfoots are famously I'm trying to think of a religion that's not going to be offended.
Jewish.
Yeah, I was going to just say Jewish.
I was gonna say, I mean, even if Jewish people are offended, it makes sense. It's just funny.
Yeah, Bigfoots are famously Jewish, and so they're not going to be in the New Testament because they're already like busy at Seder and Passover. They're not thinking about baby Jesus in a manger being their Lord and Savior because they didn't acknowledge him as God's divine and only true Son. And so that's why they're not in the Bible. They rejected him. The original Pharisees were Bigfoots. King Herod, the man who sent people to kill baby Jesus in that manger, a Bigfoot. Pontius Pilate, who sentenced Jesus to death, also a Bigfoot. But Bigfoots didn't want people to know that they were so instrumental in taking down our Lord and Savior. So they had their existence expunged from the Bible because they're new converted Christian, God-fearing big feet in the world. And yes, it is odd that they would leave out something as important as Big Feet's role in the Bible. Who do you think Goliath was? What do you think a 9-foot man just hanging out with people trying to take out David were? An army of big feet. Just a big feet army.
Wow, Daryl, what an insightful answer to that question. I would have never thought of that.
Yeah. Thank you. I'm glad. I don't like to get too political or religious on here, but sometimes you gotta spread the good word, and the good word is Bigfoots, if they are believers, and they repent for their sins, and they take Jesus Christ into their hearts, are allowed to go into the kingdom of heaven.
Wow, Daryl, all the big feet out there are going to appreciate you talking about this. Thank you very much.
No problem. Yeah, that was just a fun question I thought would be real fun to talk about.
That was a fun question, Daryl.
Good.
And that was the entirety of our questions this week?
Well, there is one from Spreaker about why I canceled my account with them, but that's just because I used the wrong email. So the lady at Spreaker, if you're listening, I just used the wrong email. I still have an account. It's just not on that email anymore. But thank you for being so concerned. Excellent service.
Shout out Spreaker. Thank you so much for helping our podcast get off the ground and get to the ears of all these wonderful people.
Yeah, realistically, we could make
podcast.
$20 an episode if like 200 people listen.
Jeez, Daryl. I mean, I'm not in this for the money. I
Aaron,
really
we
love the
literally
process of
couldn't.
creation.
We literally couldn't be in this for the money. I'm losing money.
Of course.
Doing
Of course.
I do it for the love of the game,
but, you know,
baby.
the process of creation is just, it's too, yeah, exactly, the love of the game. And that's why we do what we do. Thank you to anybody who's listening. Any final thoughts for this episode, Daryl? The great episode 2 of Free Socks, the podcast?
Yeah, we kind of lost it for a little bit in the middle there, but hey, tell your friends about this. Please leave a review or rate on iTunes so other people can see the podcast and get it recommended to them. And I mean, and it would be just so helpful and so fun to do questions because we could fill up more of the time talking to you guys, and more people could maybe win some free socks. Who knows? I might actually buy like expensive name brand socks like Stance socks or Elite socks or Adidas socks or whatever. Like, I spend money on the socks for you guys, and they're cool socks. Just ask a question. The only person who asked a question this week is Noah, and I mean, we're probably gonna give him those socks. The fishnet chaps.
Alright guys, for the month of August right now, Noah is leading as far as the questions go. So you guys are gonna have to step it up. We can't be letting Noah have these socks, man. I mean, you've heard how I feel about his opinions.
Yeah, he has the fucking worst ones, according to Aaron. So if you guys could just send some questions in, that'd be great.
Yes, please. givemefreesocks@gmail.com.
Preferably.
Or tweet us at @FreeSocks.
Are we gonna drop this episode like right after we finish recording it, or are we going to like wait till Friday?
I would probably say Friday at noon.
Okay.
But
I can.
Today is Monday, so
I mean, yeah, that is 5
I
days.
just don't know if we'll have another episode by Friday.
Okay. I'm gonna stop the recording, but I'm gonna keep the call going, and I'm gonna cut this out of the episode.
Okay. Well, we need like an outro, bro.
Okay. Well, yeah. Thanks for listening, and
Everybody, thank you so much for listening.
We-
Please spade and neuter your pets. We will talk to you next Friday at noon. Thanks so much.
yeah, thank you. All right, goodbye. All right, I'm stopping it here.